All right, so you guys managed to come inside here and secure the wall behind you, and you think you've like masked your footprints pretty well. So you come inside, and Loni and Nali say, "Welcome to Helgrad." This is he, how much do you guys know of dwarf history?
Nope.
Not a
I
lot.
heard they pop out of holes in the ground.
Yeah, they laugh and they say,
Board of the mountains.
He says that's entirely true. He says, in fact, in this region, the king, the father of all dwarves, was awakened in Mount Gundabad, and when Durin the Deathless was awoken, he headed south and founded Kazakh Dun, which you know as Moria, and the trip that he took southernly, we call the dwarves call Durin's March, and it is said that after he had awoken, the dwarves that lived in the area erected a monument, or like a dungeon, almost like an underground subterranean cathedral for Durin. It was far enough away from Gundabad, but also on Durin's March that it was still safe and secret. And it says it is said to contain some artifacts from Durin himself. And we came here looking for your father, thinking that last we knew, Balin is obsessed with Kazakh Dun. So for those of you that don't know, Balin was the king of Moria, of Kazakh Dun, before he was run out. And this whole time, basically in the chronology, eventually Balin, do you remember from The Lord of the Rings, he dies in Moria, defending it, and he dies with several people. I won't give anything away, but Loni and Nali are both part of that crew that dies. So they're here looking for him, and they think that maybe Balin is on some sort of pilgrimage doing Durin's March by himself and heading to the last stop, Kazakh Dun.
Cool.
So he says, welcome. We have none of the modern dwarves have been here, none of the contemporary dwarves. So we have no idea what to expect. There's very little writing about this place.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
These buttons, I want to push the buttons.
Skittles.
So after they say that, Angelon's like, "All right, well, you fellas feel free to lead on ahead then."
Wait, why would Anglin not go in there?
No, he would, but if even the dwarves didn't know anything about it, he would be wary of traps and things. So he'd be like, "Yes, I'll be right behind you."
He's wise enough to not go first. I got it.
Yeah.
So hold on. So I'm guessing you picked up the sword, Marco.
Oh yeah, I'm holding it.
All right. So let me send this over to you.
How big is that sword? Is it like one-handed or two-handed?
It is a long sword, so it's one-handed or two-handed,
Nice.
right?
You can hold it two-handedly.
Yeah, one's like a 1d8 and two's a 1d10 to damage.
So check it out now. Check out the description.
Ooh, sentient. Good. Yes, perfect.
So you notice when you pick up the sword that it speaks to you and wants you to not clean off the blood.
Yeah, so I clean off the blood.
All right, it's pissed at you.
And then I guess I call Angelon over, and I'm like, yeah, this... do you know anything about this sword?
All right, let's do. Do you have lore and shadow lore, or just shadow lore?
I have both.
I have both as well.
So you both can do a lore check.
So Angelon kind of inspects the sword a little bit, and he kind of studies it for a moment. He says, "I believe that this artifact is named Anquarl."
Anguarl.
Anguarl. Okay. He said this artifact was last seen in the city of Gondolin. Been many years since anyone would have seen this.
Was it made by the elves?
It was made by how do you say that, Jared?
Ale. Ale is a dark elf.
Okay, it was made by Ale.
The history of this sword is. Do you remember Ale, Marco?
I don't think so.
All right. So the way in Beleriand, this was in the First Age.
Yep.
There was the girdle of Melian. You remember that?
Yeah.
Sort of the forest there.
Yep.
And then north of that, there was the hidden city of Gondolin. It was an elven city.
Yep.
And there was a dark elf living outside outside of both of those places. And in order to get the land in this place, this really dark place that he lived, and to get the hand of the woman he married, he was a smithy that learned from the dwarves, and he's really the only one that could he made this alloy out of like a meteorite. That's why they call it of the fiery star, because this metal sort of fell from the heavens, that which came from the void. And he wielded. He made it 2 swords. He gave one to the king Turgon, and that was that the sword's history is sort of accounted for, but one he kept for himself. His son stole it and took it to Gondolin, and no one's really sure what happened to that sword. So it made its way east before the flood, and came into the hands probably of Pterodon, and someone hid it in Tol Escarnin, and now it is one of the points of Pterodon's wager. But you're now wielding an ancient elven sword.
But it likes blood.
It likes blood, yes. And if you
a little blood.
did everyone look at the?
Yeah, I saw the last part.
Yeah. On a critical miss, it damages the wielder for the full damage of the attack.
Oh, yikes.
So it emits bright light out to 15 feet.
Yep. Do you
Nice.
want an aura?
So as an action, I can expand it.
So it's not an evil sword. Ao was not a nice elf, and so it has kind of some of the. Oh, the other really important thing is I forgot the sword that its sister sword that was given to Turgon. Do you know what that was later called?
Girthang. Oh,
It was wielded by Turin Turnbar, and
yeah.
he used it to kill the dragon. It was reforged. So the sister sword is Girthang.
Oh, gotta find this some sister sword.
All right. So what are you guys doing here?
Can we like inspect some stuff, like produce perception rolls, and see if we see anything?
Yeah, I'll save you the trouble. While you're outside, you don't really notice anything. So it's an ancient place. So it's like pretty well preserved, but you can tell everything's super old. The cobwebs, dust, a little bit of rubble. Burn inside. You can see the outline. In Anglin, you too can see the outline of a big dwarf, and it's a big dwarf. You think it's probably like a tribute to Durin.
I'm gonna walk
Are
in.
you playing Cave Ambient right now?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! Okay, that was freaking me out because for some reason it's not coming through my headset. It's coming through my surround sound speakers.
Oh my god.
It's terrifying.
I just rebooted because I lost my internet connection and shit, and it automatically connected to my stereo, and I'm hearing these noises. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
All right, so go ahead and you can go ahead and sort of move in.
I'm sure Tessero is good at finding and disabling traps.
Speaking of that, Tessero's very curious as to whether there may be any treasure in here.
Or weed.
Yeah. He has enough of that already. For now.
All right, Burn, when you get to that room, you look inside and you see this. More than anything,
Oh,
it reminds you of the Arkenstone.
Whoa.
And it's just laying in the middle of the floor.
Okay.
The direct center of the floor, in fact.
Before I do anything with that, I want to move down and look in each one of these rooms.
All right, you see the same thing in each one of the rooms.
I'm gonna walk around the room following Burn, but I'm kind of like being really careful not to step anywhere he hasn't stepped.
I know dwarves aren't intelligent for the most part, but there's 5 party members and there's 5 rooms with these stones in it. So I think we all need to go into each one of these rooms and pick them up at the same time. That or it's going to be like a prison. As soon as we pick them up, it's going to like slam doors down.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah, or we all die instantly. Campaign's over.
I'm like really uncomfortable
the
picking up
statue?
this stone.
Would
Statue.
Anglin be able to do like a lore on these?
You've never seen anything like this.
Okay.
So I was actually pulling out Pterodon's wager, that diamond, as England was telling me about the sword, and one of the corners mentions Aya. The notes,
which it burns inside us all.
yes,
Some call it
some call
EA.
it Aya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would Loney and
Is that like one of
Ollie
these
have any
stones, or
idea
is
what
it
these
all
are?
of them?
Possibly, yeah. So when you tell them what you see, they're just like, wow. That you can see like they want to go just pick them up.
Just snag one real quick, Loney. What's it feel like?
Hold on 1 second. Oh,
Hey.
I was just gonna say that this. Can I look at this statue here?
Sure.
This
Yeah.
statue looks.
I'll let you do any checks that you want now that you're inside, if based on your location.
I got a bad feeling about this statue here. I'm feeling like we pick up these stones and it's like gonna come to life or something.
Maybe the first time something like that's happened.
So I'm assuming that since one of the four corners of Pterodon's wager is Aya, one of these 5 stones is the real one, and maybe the other 4 are fake.
Seems like good logic, but
Yeah, it's got to be something like that, right? There's not going to be one of these stones for all of us.
Everyone pick up a stone and hold it next to their heart.
So Loney and Nolly are starting to like they get that like glint in their eye.
the dwarven, like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna touch it.
So if nobody stops them, they're gonna pick this one up.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, Burn, yell at them.
Wait. Wait.
Hey, wait.
Oh,
What?
he's getting sucked in too. Burns gonna go pick it up. Too.
He's like, what? This is the birthright of our people. Sound familiar?
This is a trap.
Ooh.
There's something not right.
Dwarves never learn, man.
He says that Nolly says there's one in each room, and he goes running down the hall.
Dragons.
Loney, you can have
Whoa,
that.
stop him.
Oh gosh.
I look at Burn like he's got to do something, and I probably see a crazy look in his eye too.
The son of Balin demands you to stop.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. They stop and they're like, why can't this is I've never seen anything like this. Only the Arkenstone rivals it in its beauty.
Exactly. There's something not right about it.
Yeah, England would be cautioning them. He'd be like, I don't think that there would be 5 of these stones here for us.
I'm gonna stand in the doorway. What do you think about like tossing something in and trying to move it and see if it does anything if you move it?
No one's done any checks yet.
Yeah, let's do some checks.
I tried to do a
What kind of checks?
Let's
would
start
we
dropping
do?
some checks.
Well, when you did a lore check, I shared the A.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
just
just
saying
gonna,
that I did try a check.
You see, they almost look back here, like here, and here. It almost look like vents.
Oh, great.
Not really sure. Like you don't feel any air coming out of them though.
All right.
Some other stuff could
Definitely
come out of them.
some poison gas is gonna come out of there, and I'm still convinced the stone statue is gonna come to life at some point.
Okay, so I'm like, there are vents up here. I don't know what they're for though.
Are there any like nodes where the stones could be placed besides the center of the floor where they are now?
No.
Maybe the solution is just to pick up a stone and run the fuck out of here.
What's in this room right here?
Burn, you go up there.
Yeah.
Right?
You see a switch in the wall.
I think he already has extra bonuses with stonework, something
Yeah, I do.
like that.
Yeah, it's like double my
Yeah,
proficiency.
7 wouldn't cut it. So 23, you see a switch in the wall. It's hidden, and it's not like a lever, but it's like you see like you're like, these stones don't look quite right, and you sort of recognize that some of the dwarves in Erebor have some like think of it as like home automation, right? Like there's certain there's a panel in the wall that does certain things. Like these buttons also do certain things.
I activate it.
Faradir, you see these vents like shut, and you hear some like mechanical things going on, and there you can tell Faradir right away that there was a wall that would have dropped down right here.
Did it drop down, or is it?
No, but you can hear like the mechanisms in the wall to like disengage.
Whatever you did, that seems to be that seems to have solved our problem. The vents are closed, and the door mechanism, the door's deactivated. So I'm guessing that now if we try to pick up a stone, we won't get trapped in here and die a horrible death. I'm guessing.
I picked this one.
Wait, we should still try and pick it up with like a cloth or something.
No, I bare hand this thing. I just pick it up.
All right, everybody else in the other rooms, you see these just disappear. The burn, the one that you pick up in your bleeding hand, the one that you rubbed on the wall. In your hand, you hold this. It also has another hidden property, which I won't share with you right away.
Nice.
And can I tell you my take on this? I've always wondered what the Arkenstone was. And my take on the Arkenstone is, at least in this campaign, is that there were 7 tribes of dwarves. And dwarves were awoken in different mountains. The Iron Mountains, the Blue Mountains, the Misty Mountain, the Gray Mountains, and various other places. My take on this is that where the dwarves were awoken, part of the living stone that they were made out of forms an Arkenstone in every mountain. That's
a cool thought.
That's my take.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
And so this is called the Durin Stone.
If I'd have picked up any of the stones, they'd all been the same, right?
The rest of them dissolved. The person that opened the door had to be the one to. Well, there was more to it than that. There was Spriggs. You were on the right track with everybody picking them up at the same time, but you guys disarmed it. So we will. You guys can rest here and level here. Again, don't do anything special with like cultural heritages or anything. Even if that's in your level, we'll do it at the end of the next session. We'll add those on.
Okay, so I can like just say that I'm going to spec into that, but do it later.
Yeah, you can put it in your character sheet. We won't use those cultural any of
Until
those.
we have like a
extra
fellowship
things.
rest or whatever.
Right, until we are in where we're going to be next.
Okay.
All right, so at level 4, I think pretty much everyone just gets a character improvement. So we're either upping a stat or we're, like you said, getting a virtue.
Yep. Let me see if there's anything else I need to leave you with. So I told you about Balin's pilgrimage. They think he's on Durin's march. At this point, anybody that's familiar with this geography, so Angolan or possibly Riken, although he probably didn't come this far north very often.
No, I don't think so.
Definitely Burin. You think that the direction that these soldiers were heading was not towards Gundabad. You think they're heading towards the Withered Heath. I'll leave you with one phrase. There be dragons.
There be dragons.
Oh.
Hey.
So let me share with you last thing, promise. So here are the quotes.
We know any particularly famous dragons that come from Withered Heath?
And what's known about the Withered Heath is that though the great fire drakes were finished when Smaug died, that doesn't mean all the dragons were dead. There are what's called cold drakes still in existence in the Withered Heath. So what you think I'll let you, they can fly. So I'll let you figure out why you think they're heading to the Withered Heath. Because they're getting farther and farther away from allies.
Yeah, they're going to grab a dragon, fly somewhere on a dragon.
I'm going to take one as a pet.
That would be a nice pet, but I don't think you're going to get one.
All right, what do you guys think so far?
Cool, man. This is cool. I like
Yeah,
this.
I like
this like historical site, and Burin's history is awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The old Spriggs reveal really was awesome.
I like to try to explain some of the things. Like I won't do Tolkien injustice by shitting on his lore, the stuff that he wants to remain hidden. But I like having theories for things like the Arkenstone. You know what I mean? Like I think this is a good thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
When I first made my character, I put in Burin, son of Balin, and Jared's like, nah, take the son part out. He's like, we'll just keep it quiet for now.
We're not gonna do that.
Yeah. Good reveal. Good reveal. So,
Rock on, man.
so the next session, you're basically heading towards the Withered Heath, which brings you really close to Erebor.